Well, good morning, you guys, from beautiful St. Augustine. We are in St. Augustine to spend the day and find out what awesome things they have here. It is a really cool little town so far. Really beautiful, full of little stores and shops and restaurants, and we're actually walking down to the tourism board. Okay, guys, so this is the St. Augustine Visitor Center. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a tip here because we came in kind of clueless, parked and kind of walked. We parked over by Flagler College. They're really big on pushing like these trolleys that you can get, which is great. If you are not able-bodied or don't want to walk, it's probably a good thing. They're very expensive. Like there's one you can get, which is the main one. You just get a little ticket and all day long you can get on and off. But it's really not, doesn't seem to be a huge area. We'll tell you later, but it's not really a huge area. So to pay that much to just get on and off a trolley all day long seems a little crazy. So we're just going to walk over here. We're going to go to the Colonial Quarter and then go, which we did pick up, and the Visitor Center. But I would definitely suggest, my nose itchy, when you come in, here's like the Potter's Wax Museum is there. I don't know if you can see it because it's so bright. It's right there. The Ripley's train is here, and literally straight down, this is the Visitor Center. So I would definitely suggest come here first, look at all the different options. We are taking a sightseeing cruise at 4:30, which will be way more cool, I think. And the fort is literally right there. And look, there's even history about Los Floridianos, Florida's first European families. European families. We predate the United States, just saying.
Sign says, which is Herrero. Welcome to the Herrero! Herrero is the literal translation of the name Smith. But I think we're all English speakers, so welcome to the blacksmith shop. We call it the blacksmith shop because of the term blacksmith. Who knows where we get the term blacksmith? Oh. Fellows made out of animal hide and wood, anchored to the ground. You can see how much air is forced into that forge every time I pump it. And every time I pump it, that forge gets hotter and hotter and hotter. And finally, that iron is red hot, ready to take out and start working on the anvil. Only problem with this particular setup is to maintain the heat needed to work that iron all day long. I gotta have someone standing here all day long doing this. So, it was not a one-man shop. The blacksmith couldn't do it all by a caliber musket ball, which is much bigger than that one there. First step, you go half-cocked. Like a safety mechanism on a musket. Well-made musket will not fire half-cocked. That way you can load it without fear of it going off prematurely and taking a few fingers in the process. And I'm going to do about 2/3 a load of black powder. 2/3 of what I'd use if I was actually going to be firing a musket ball. I was going to say if you'd put an apple on your head. That's all. You guys ready? Aim! Fire! St. Augustine, either by peaceful means or bloody violence, one of the first things they do is run down the old flags and run up the new, and these are all the flags that have flown in our sky in our history. And actually more in our history. We just turned 450, and this is 502 years of history in flags. I've given you a good basis for all this history. We'll not belabor the point. We're going to travel 502 years. I'll tell you about each one. I'm going to do it in less than a minute. And if I collapse from a lack of air, just step over my body, keep going with it. 1513, Juan Ponce de Leon arrived. Could have been 4 flags he flew. Most historians agree with that. 1565, St. Augustine was founded under St. Andrew's Cross, Spain's flag. 1586, that rascal, Sir Francis Drake, burned us down while flying the House of Tudors. That's what the Union Jack looked like during our British period, missing a red cross, Ireland yet part of the empire. Second Spanish period, King Carlos III had Spain's flag redesigned to that. 1821, there were 23 stars on that flag when we became a territory. 1845, we proudly became a 27th star. But fickle as we were, 16 years later, seceded from the Union. Most people recognize the Confederate battle flag. Well, there were 7 stars on that Confederate flag when we joined. 11 stars later that year, we know how that turned out. Rejoined the Union. State flag, boring, seal on a white field. Looked like a flag of surrender. Governor Fleming in the 1890s brought back St. Andrew's Cross, and we ended our nation's flag as we know it today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Good job.
All right.
And this is from the top of the watchtower. So cool. There's the forge. Wow. So one of the things they said that was really interesting that I had never thought about, between New England and even Kentucky and Indiana, just talking about their stories, about the difference in the fact that when they're making the concrete to make the fort, there is not natural lime in the sand and the ground here. So what they would have to do is they would take the oyster shells and superheat them to be able to make a chemical reaction to be able to add the lime to the sand and the salt water to be able to make the concrete. Is that cool or what? That was, to me, was the coolest thing. I had just never even thought about it. And that is how they made that back in the 14 and 1500s. Wicked. There's just a cool view of St. Augustine. Take a moment while there's no tour groups of little kids around and say, when you're coming to St. Augustine, of all the things I would see, personally, this colonial village is, to me, the coolest. It's going to depend what you want, but if you're going to take a tour, I would take this one. You get a lot of history. I had to take Florida history when I was in 4th grade and hated it.
That's for Andy.
Hated it. It was horrible. Yeah, that's for Andy. He was awesome. But, really, I'm like, oh, this is really actually very, very cool. It's actually right inside the colonial village. You don't have to go through the tour to come here, but if you do, you get buy one, get one free drinks, and also 10% off your meal. But come on, that's just too. This is the first part of our meal. It is all Spanish tapas at the Cabana de Caballo, which, there goes the musket fire. And here's the second part with these beautiful empanadas and sauce. So here's another thing. By the way, we're just kind of cutting back through before we go to head to the boat. But this wall is made out of shells, and what he said was they would, it's just literally shells and sand, right? Salt water?
Sand, and they would heat up the oysters.
Yeah, I got that part of it. I already said that about the oysters, but because it really is sharp, it's like super, super sharp. So what they would do after the fact is they would make the other layer of concrete to put over the top of it. But that's how they made all of the walls in Florida. Okay, I just have to say, this is so awesome. So here's the Prince of Wales restaurant, Taste of England. But look at this street. Look at this house. Or whatever it is, shop or whatnot. Here's Spanish Street. I think we parked down here by Flagler College. But we're going back to the car to go get some sweatshirts and then head to the boat. Here's the Monkey Life Grill, Cuban Cafe and Bakery. Just a cool street. So straight down here is where the colonial village is, but it's all full of shops and restaurants. And if I could even I wish there was smell-o-vision, because the smells coming out of these restaurants are amazing. And I have to tell you, our food was so delicious, really, really, really good. And then it's St. George Street, and then this is down the other way, and it's just a walking area, so it's really cool. Then you've got the Banya Pack House, the Historic Museum, Women's Exchange Gift Shop. If you don't like the woman you're with, you can exchange her. A shell shop, old-time photos, chocolates, fudges. Cool. Oh, Kilvain's. That's the same one that they have at Celebration. Cool. So this is the Two Lions Bridge, as you can see. The Two Lions. But it's a beautiful, really, really pretty bridge. We're going to try to go over it later, but it's probably going to be dark, so I'm afraid to get it while, or I want to get it while it's still light. Monster yachts and a pirate chicken for your cruises. Here is where you go. We're taking the scenic boat ride cruise. You can just come here and grab one, or just be... Okay, just had to show you. Don't get this in Kentucky and Indiana. What? These are all oyster beds. Amazing. So cool. And that's why you have to wear boots, because they would really, really hurt your foot if you stepped straight on them. The ocean. Salt water, people. Salt freaking water. Gosh, look how many of them there are. Holy moly. They're all right here, and then over there, that may not be, might be barnacles. But I don't think the ones on the bottom of that is. I think those are actually oyster beds, too, at the bottom of that restaurant. Wow, super cool. Check that out. Santa Maria restaurant. So cool. This is beautiful. Ah, ocean. And it's only an hour and a half away from my house. Check out the oysters. Holy cow. They're everywhere. No wonder it's what they use to build everything. Amazing. So pretty. So pretty. You guys, this is amazing. This is like, I'm just sitting here going like, this is all the beauty of New England with the temperature of Florida. St. Augustine is the bomb. And it's actually pretty, like, it's not cold, it's just chilly, because it's, even though it's absolutely a spectacular, gorgeous day. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see the Santa Claus? The pirate ship the Santa Claus had on. It's pretty funny. Maybe by the time we come back, it should be darker, so the lights should be on the stuff. But what a riot. This is so cool. So amazing. Really cool. I see Miami, Fort Lauderdale, they're awesome like this too, but there's really only one place that you can go to take a cruise, and for Connecticut, forget it. It's ridiculously expensive, unless you do Thin-Ball Islands cruise, which is fun, but that's just a little excursion for a little bit. But anyway, this is like, it's so cool. There's like, you can take the Jungle Cruise in Fort Lauderdale, or you can take the water taxis, but this is awesome. So awesome. So cool. Super cool. And I have to say, until you move away from the beach and the water, you don't appreciate it. It's just nice snow. There's ocean here. Let's try that again where it's actually recording. That's the ship we almost got on. Lord, I'm glad we weren't on the same thing. Full pack. Well, thank you. And this is the pirate ship over there. And here we are on this lovely, like, ferry type thing. And we got all this, like, space and whatever. It's totally awesome. And we got this nice little table back here all to ourselves. Wicked cool. Gotta say, the schooner with the sails up is super cool. Very awesome. Still rather be in this boat, but whatever. get to see this. It's alright.
This one's the Santa hat.
Oh yeah, the Santa hat's not lit up. Well, that's no fun. Okay, so where we crossed over here to go to the boat is now just full of lights. This is so beautiful as far as you can see. Look how amazing this is. This is just literally in the downtown. This is apparently the art district. But it is so pretty. It's beautiful how they've done these trees. Up there goes a trolley all full of lights. Look at how pretty. This is just beautiful. I'm so glad we came. Okay, and this is the St. Augustine Cathedral. And it is absolutely beautiful. Unbelievable. Alright, here's the coolest thing about St. Augustine. It doesn't close at 6 o'clock. Like, it's like literally places that were not open earlier, I feel like are open now and like coming to life, and there's like all these little balcony restaurants and every place, all these other things to go. There's tons of tapas bars and like Spanish restaurants, and at the same time there's like all these like British pubs and Irish places. Along A1A there's a whole bunch of seafood restaurants. It's really cool. So we came back to the taverna for tapas and drinks because we still had another 2-for-1 coupon. So we came back for that. We got some wings and not too sure where we're going from here. We'll see. It's super cool at night. It's like all like candlelit lights and not real lights. And then they've got live music playing out there. So we're walking down the street now looking for some place to go to have dinner. But this is so pretty now. I just wanted to show you all the beautiful lights. And there goes one of the many, many trolley tours. So this is that beautiful place I saw from the boat, and I was like, oh, we gotta eat there. But it's not. It's just a martini bar. There's not actually anything. There's no food. It's just drinks. So boo. Boo on you. They do brunch, but that's it. Boo. Oh well, but it's really pretty. And the street is just gorgeous. It's so pretty. Remember the Hilton I videoed from the backside? Here's the front side. It's really cool looking. This is like probably one of the nicest Hiltons I have ever seen. Okay, so this is where we wound up for dinner. It is an Italian restaurant. We were going to pass by, and then the girl was like, our chef is amazing, and everything's fresh made in-house, and it's delicious, and even the pastas are made in-house. We're like, all right, fine, we'll come in. Okay, the lighting is so dim, it's hard to tell, but this is like a seafood soup, and then chicken piccata with ginger pasta, and calamata olives. They had some bread in here, but we devoured that, and we're sharing. So there you go. That was enough for us, because we just had appetizers and whatnot. That's about it. It was a absolutely marvelous, fantastic day. The highlight was definitely the cruise. I absolutely would recommend, if you have the opportunity to come down, that you do the cruise and the village. You really need a lot of time. So if you're going to come down here, I would definitely try to come here for at least a day, if not 2. Just have a great time. So that's it. We'll see you tomorrow. And remember, it is all part of the plan.